All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're not just looking at charts, we're kind of stepping into a time machine. We have one single snapshot, a piece of evidence from what could be the future. And our job? We're going to decode it together. So let's dive in and see what this thing is really telling us. I mean, just think about that for a second. What would you do? What would a chart from the future even tell you? Would it show some crazy meteoric rise, a total devastating crash, or something a lot more nuanced? Well, that's the exact puzzle we're here to solve today.
And here it is. This is our clue. Take a look right at the top. You can see the date, December 2nd, 2025. This single chart is all we have. It's just filled with all these numbers, lines, and patterns, and they all tell a story. So let's put on our detective hats and start piecing it all together.
Okay, so first things first, let's focus on the most obvious part of this whole thing, the price itself. This is where all the drama happens. And wow, it looks like 2025 was one heck of a year.
If you follow those green bars, the ones that show the price going up, you can see this incredibly powerful surge. It's just climbing and climbing. This paints a picture of a market that's just full of confidence, a really strong rally that pushed the price way up through the spring and right into summer.
And this is the summit, the absolute peak on this chart, over $126,000. Just let that sink in for a second. According to this data, for a moment there in the middle of 2025, that was the high point. That is a truly mind-boggling number.
But you know what they say? What goes up must come down. Right after that incredible peak, the chart shows a complete 180, a dramatic reversal. This is what the pros call a correction, a really big drop after a huge run-up. And man, this one looks like it was fast and painful.
So after a massive drop like that, the next big question is, where does it stop, right? Where's the bottom? Well, this chart gives us a very, very specific clue about a potential safety net, a price floor. Now, before we jump back to the chart, let's quickly get on the same page about a key idea, a support level. The easiest way to think about it is like a floor. It's a price where there are usually enough buyers waiting to step in and say, nope, it's not going any lower. It's a real battleground. Okay, now look at the chart again. You see that battleground in action? See that solid red line? The price comes crashing down, it hits that line, and then it hesitates. That is the floor we were just talking about playing out right before our eyes. And here's the exact number for that safety net, $82,207.25. This isn't just a random number. According to this chart, this price became the absolute line in the sand that the bulls, the traders who want the price to go up, had to defend at all costs. Okay, so we've looked at the wild ride, the rally, the drop, and we've found that potential floor. But there's a whole other layer to this chart. Take a look at that section at the bottom. Think of it as the analyst's own custom dashboard for figuring out what's really going on under the hood. Which, of course, leads to the next big question. The price has fallen off a cliff, but does that mean it's a bargain? Is it cheap now, or is it still too expensive? That's what this next part of the chart tries to figure out. This whole section is basically a custom-built tool to measure Bitcoin's value compared to other things. It's asking, how is Bitcoin doing against major players like the US dollar or gold? It's like a reality check. Okay, the price is down, but is it actually cheap compared to these old-school benchmarks? Let's just break this down real simple. See those codes? DXY is the US dollar index. GC1 is gold. Now, the most important column here is status. And for these major assets, it reads under. Now, in the language of this particular tool, that's a huge hint. It suggests that at this point in December 2025, Bitcoin might actually be undervalued compared to them. All right, we've looked at the price, we've found the floor, and we've peeked at the valuation dashboard. Now it's time to put all the clues together and figure out what story this chart from the future is trying to tell us.
So here's the big summary. First, there was a massive party, a huge rally, followed by a serious hangover in the form of a major correction. Right now, the price is teetering on that critical make-or-break floor we found. And get this, even though the price fell so hard, an indicator is hinting that it might have gotten too cheap. The overall vibe? A market that's just holding its breath. It's fragile, it's tense, and nobody knows what's going to happen next.
Now, this is probably the most important thing I'm going to say. This entire deep dive, all this detective work, it's not about having a crystal ball. This isn't a prediction. It's about using analysis to map out what could happen. It's like having a map of a dangerous landscape. It shows you where the cliffs are. It's all about preparation, not prophecy. And this quote from the legendary trader Alexander Elder just nails it. The point isn't just to gamble and hope you're right. It's to understand the structure of the market, the support, the valuation, the whole story, so you can make smart, informed decisions. It's the process that counts.
So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. The next time you look at any financial chart, ask yourself, what are you really seeing? Is it just a dusty record of what already happened? Or, if you know how to read the signs, could it actually be a map of what's possible?